The first technique is really handy for large structures like fences and walls. Now I'm going to place down 9 of the same fence in the exact same spot. And I'm going to click one and drag it over so that the posts line up, and then shift click a second and repeat that process until I have my long fence. At this point, with all selected, I can control them as a group. X will change whether I control an individual fence or the group as a whole, and C will change the center point from the center of the group to the center of the first selected fence. Use Alt-click to deselect any item from the selection. Now we can go a step further with this technique. Here I'm using the wall and the floor as a guide, so that the two groups are aligned. I'm placing 13 walls on each group. If I select a wall from each group, it puts the center point directly between them. If I then rotate around the center point, the walls begin to form a circle. Now this does give me a circle, but I can also use Alt-click to deselect the items and create different patterns of curved walls. This also applies for any objects moving upward as well. The highlighted buttons in the top menu bar change whether or not you can draw on land, rock, or water. By deselecting rock, you won't paint on the mountain piece, and it becomes a stencil. There's a lot that you can do with terrain. Clicking will raise the terrain, shift-clicking will lower it, control-clicking will flatten it. Now, doing all these in conjunction can create some interesting shapes. Here I'm holding down my mouse button, then holding Control, then releasing, holding Shift, and then holding Control again to flatten this out into a bowl. You can also use this to paint in different structures. Here I've created a small mound and painted on a lot of different logs. Once I'm happy with the distribution here, I go back into my terrain settings, hit Reset on sculpting. The terrain is gone, but I'm left with this wall of logs.